welcome back everyone to another episode of the High Tempo Fast Break. Today we are here to start maybe a new series. We're just going to see how it goes this first episode. But if you listened to our last episode, you heard our little advertisement we did at the beginning. We are teaming up with Thrive Fantasy Sports, and today we're going to be doing an episode strictly based on their app for one of the contests they have this week.
Yeah, they're betting, their props, their contests that they have going on this week. We're just going to do our picks as if we were playing and winning, as if we were going to win.
So, pretty much we're doing this. They have this contest going on this weekend. I guess I will read the title of it. But it is the Week 4 Player Props Contest, pretty much. It's a $25 entry fee, and winner wins $25,000, second gets $10,000, third gets $5,000. So they have 20 players listed, and they have a prop for each player, and they're all different. Like, there's passing yards for QBs, there's completions for QBs. We're going to go through them all and everything.
There's some really fun ones in here, like stuff you don't I wouldn't normally see. Like when I went to the Nino last week and was betting on games, I didn't see these type of player props. This isn't betting, obviously, but it's player props. I didn't see anything like some of these.
Right. So you pick 10 out of the 20 that you like the most, and then there's points for each over and under. So they're not the same. Like, the one that is more likely to happen is worth less points than the one that is obviously less likely to happen. You pick 10 of your favorite, you submit, and then you're submitted into the contest. And like I said, the winner gets $25,000. There's also two emergency picks for ties that we also will go over. But yeah, by the way, while we're here, go use our code TEMPO when you sign up for Thrive. It's in our bio on everything on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. But also just when you sign up, use our promo code TEMPO. You get your first deposit match up to $100. So you can put in 50, you'll get 50 back. So
it'd be silly not to.
Exactly.
It would literally be wasting free money. They're giving you the money.
It's like you have to have $25 to play this. So you might as well put in $25. And you get, guess what? You get $25 for next week, too.
You get to do two. It just makes perfect sense. Use code TEMPO. TEMPO.
And they have a couple other contests, too. Like, they have head-to-head ones where you pick, two QBs. It's a whole lineup, obviously, but you pick which one you like more to get more passing yards this week, stuff like that. But we're just doing the player props one this week. If you want to see us do the other ones, we definitely can do that. There's a touchdowns one, too. But there's 3 of them available this week. Go do whichever one you like. But we're going to give you our picks, and me and East are going to have a little competition to see who did better. We'll come back on next week's episode and see how it went.
So it'll be like a pick'em competition between us.
Exactly. Oh, you got that pen?
Yeah, I do.
All right, so are we ready to start going over these?
Yeah, we are.
All right, the first one, and obviously we're going to go through all 20 of these, but we only picked 10, so me and Easton, we will have some where we didn't make a choice for, so we're still going to go through them all just so you know what they are. The first one is Justin Herbert passing yards at 275.5 for this week. They are taking on the Houston Texans.
It's super interesting. Justin Herbert didn't look great in his last outing. He was hurt a little bit. Keenan Allen's not playing in this game. Mike Williams had a really bad week last week, which is on Justin Herbert, or kind of. I don't see him hitting this, and I don't want to bet on this because I really don't know. There's a lot of question marks with the injury and everything. So I didn't take anything here. I didn't want any part of it.
Yeah. I chose Justin Herbert's under on this. Like you said, it's tough to make a pick on this line because he had a down week last week and no Keenan Allen. They are playing a worse opponent in the Houston Texans. I have Herbert in one of my fantasy leagues, so obviously I want him to do better here. But I'm just I'm feeling the under on this one. So that's for 105 points. The over was for 95 points. So.
Yeah, it's definitely like a high number where the under feels like it's more likely in this game.
Yeah.
With how Justin Herbert's performed lately, especially.
Yeah. Next, we have Jonathan Taylor rushing yards set at 92.5.
I'm taking the over here. I really like this. Jonathan Taylor hasn't had his breakout incredible game. Sadly, I am playing Jonathan Taylor in fantasy, but I think it's very realistic. He has, even like a 120-yard game with a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that Jonathan Taylor this season. I'm taking Jonathan Taylor's over.
I chose not to make a pick on this one. 92.5 is a tough one. It's right in that area where I think he is going to be around. Last week was definitely a down game, so I just decided I'm going to not use this one. Next, we have CeeDee Lamb 60.5 receiving yards.
This one is, I think, great to take. I really like the over here. He was a catch away from a massive game last week, which definitely would have bumped this number up higher if he would have made that catch. I don't see a world where he doesn't get 60.5 yards. It feels like this is a guaranteed, this is a lock. I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I think this is a lock as well. I got it the over here. 60.5 yards. He had a really good game last week. He still did get that touchdown. He's been good with Cooper Rush so far. And who are they playing again? They're playing Washington, who gave up a lot of points last week to Philly. So I definitely think this is going to be an over here. I like that pick a lot. Next, we have Tyler Lockett at 5.5 receptions on the game. They are taking on the Detroit Lions.
My goal is to stay away from this. I wanted no part of this. I don't want anything to do with the Seahawks offense. And especially when they're playing the great Detroit Lions. Tyler Lockett, however, won't probably be guarded by Okudah, which is good news for him. So this very well could hit, the over obviously it has to hit one over, but it could hit the over, but I don't want any part of this. I don't want to bet on that.
Yeah, I didn't choose that one. Lockett he's probably going to be being guarded by Oruwariye, and obviously Thielen had a big game last week with the same situation. But it's the Lions. I don't want to choose a pick here going against them or anything. Obviously I could take the under, but I would rather just watch the game and root for the Lions, not have to root for that as well. So I passed on that one as well. Next we have Carson Wentz, 23.5 completions. They are taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
This is one of my ice picks, in case of emergency picks. I took the under here. Dallas Cowboys have an incredible pass rush. And I could see Carson Wentz just getting smacked around for an entire game, and they just say, you know what, we're going to run the ball, and I could see him having a terrible game this week. I'm going with the under.
So these picks, the ice picks, like Easton said, they don't count towards your actual total for points. These are just only if you tie with someone, then these come into play. So obviously, like, these ones are important too, but the ice picks aren't as important as your initial 10 picks. These are like your 2 backup picks. I didn't make a pick on this one either. It's a tough line because Wentz, he has completed a lot of passes this year. Like 23.5, you might say that sounds like a lot. It's really not, because the under is the much bigger point selection here. But I didn't take it. I passed on this one.
It's a scary player to do anything with, to look at, and taking over and under.
Next, we have Josh Allen, 2.5 passing touchdowns. They are taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
The Ravens' defense is not very good. The issue with this is I could see Josh Allen rushing for 2 touchdowns. That's the scary part. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I think he will have 3 touchdowns. I took the over. I think he'll have 3 touchdowns no matter what. It's just whether or not they're passing touchdowns.
Right.
You hope he makes 3 pass touchdowns. But aren't the Ravens secondary banged up right now? Or are they just bad?
I don't think they're banged up right now. No, they have actually a really good secondary.
Oh, I thought their secondary was bad. Either way, I'm taking the over.
I didn't take a pick on this, but I made this as one of my ice picks. I took the under for this one. Last week against Dolphins, Josh Allen, he threw for a lot of yards, but the touchdowns weren't there. The offense kind of got slowed up. I feel like the same thing might happen this week. I could see 2 and a rushing touchdown, like you said, but 3 passing touchdowns is a little tough, but that's just an ice pick for me. I didn't take it on my regular sheet. Next, we have Matt Ryan, 0.5 interceptions for the week. Will he throw a pick or not?
This is tough for me. I do have Michael Pittman in fantasy, so I really hope that Matt Ryan does well. But the point difference here was just so great. What is it, 75 to 145 or
80
something?
Points for the over, 120 for the under.
So that's a big spread of points right there. I took the under just on the off chance that he doesn't throw a pick, which I think is likely against, who are they playing?
The Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, which I don't think is crazy to think of against the Tennessee Titans, that he doesn't throw a pick, especially when he could only throw the ball 25 times if Jonathan Taylor rushes it the whole game. So I took the under here.
I also took the under. I think that this is the week where Matt Ryan, he might have 2 fumbles, but this ain't turnovers. This is strictly... Jake is calling me on Instagram right now. You can call people on Instagram?
That's an option?
Instagram audio.
Why is he doing that, though?
I don't know.
He can just call you normally.
You missed a video chat from Jake.
That's fine.
So weird. I know you could do that.
It's fine.
I take the under too, though. I feel like Matt Ryan is, like you said, the points was a little tempting here to go under. it's time for Matt Ryan to have a non-turnover game. You want to fumble, sure, but don't throw it. Dude, he's got to stop calling me.
Something important. Oh, he's talking about the state game.
Yeah, probably.
He's probably so mad. He's probably throwing his TV
Probably.
around.
We're watching the state game as this video is going on, but I don't have high expectations, so I don't really care that much. Just to make sure, you've had 4 regular picks right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm keeping track right.
You are. You're killing it.
All right. Next, we have Nick Chubb at 0.5 rushing touchdowns. What are we thinking on this one?
What's the points difference here?
The over is at 85 points. The under is at 115 points.
I didn't take this one because the Browns' backfield for touchdowns is really interesting. We saw week 1, Kareem Hunt had 2, and Nick Chubb had 0. With 150 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed away from this. I don't want any part of the over or under on this. I got nothing here.
I feel like this was like a trap, with the points being so separated as they are. It's wow, they really want you to take the under on this one, So that's why I'm taking the over. I think Nick Chubb will get a touchdown. Like you said, obviously Kareem Hunt, we thought it was the goal line back, but then Chubb has been getting touchdowns the last 2 games. He's had 4 in the last 2 games. So I took the over on this one. I think he's going to get another one. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Quick thing, you think Chubb can get 2,000 yards this year?
No.
I don't think so either. I don't think he's that tier of running back.
No, and he doesn't get the carries for it.
Yeah, respect, because
you got it. You have to be the lone back.
Could
he's not going to get anywhere close.
What is it? He's right. Yeah, he's right. He's right at what, 500 right now?
What are they? 4 games in? Probably not quite 500. Probably. Actually, he did get 150 the 1 week.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got 100 in every game, though. He's probably in between 4 and 5, somewhere in there.
So he's knocking on the door. He's had some huge games in a committee backfield.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which would be ridiculous.
It definitely is. All right, next we have Kyle Pitts, 0.5 reception touchdown. So if he rushes for 1, it don't count.
I'm just rooting for the over here. I want Kyle Pitts to be good. I want people to quit hating on him. I want the coach to believe in him. I want them to think he's good enough to force the ball to him. I'm taking the over here on that. And 1 touchdown for a guy who has he scored a touchdown yet in his career?
He scored one last game. He had a touchdown.
Give him 2 weeks in a row.
I think he had 1 touchdown last year though. Maybe he had 0.
I think he had 0.
He might have had 0.
I
Either had
that was
0 or
stat.
1. Yeah, but he did get a touchdown last game.
Awesome. But I'm giving 2 in a row. Let's see the emergence of Kyle Pitts.
This is the same exact reason with the Nick Chubb pick. The point difference is huge here. 125 for the over, 75 for the under. It's just all he needs is a touchdown, right? I'm taking the under. No way Kyle Pitts goes back-to-back games with a touchdown. It's just that's too good to be true. I love Kyle Pitts, but it's just not how that team runs. Cordero might get a 2-1 or 2, but not Kyle Pitts.
It's hilarious because that right there was the exact 2 different outlooks at the bet. I'm betting on the emergence. I'm picking the emergence. You aren't taking the emergence of Kyle Pitts. That's hilarious.
Next, we have Jalen Hurts. Or wait, is that the next one? Yes. Jalen Hurts, 302.5 pass plus rushing yards. So total yards on the day for Jalen Hurts. What are we thinking?
Jalen Hurts has been balling this whole year. He's probably hit the over on this. If this was the number, I think has he hit it every game?
Probably, yeah.
For that reason, I'm taking the under. It'd be crazy to keep doing it, but if there's anybody who can, it's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I took the over on this one. I just feel like this is an absolute lock. Like you said, he probably has hit it in every game this year. Jacksonville is a high-powered offense, so this game could be pretty high scoring. I'm going to take the over for Jalen Hurts on this one. All right, next we have Saquon Barkley, 101.5 rush plus receiving yards on the day. What are we thinking for that one?
To me, this feels like a lock and an over. I just feel like he's the usage he gets is crazy in this Giants offense. He is always being used on every play. It feels like he's the main focus of the entire offense. I'm taking the over. Only 101. That's just not that much.
100. He's got to get 102.
Oh yeah, my bad. 102.
Imagine he gets 100.
Yeah, what an interesting line. 101.
I didn't bet on this one. I didn't pick anybody for this one. I don't know. It's tight because he had a big game last week, and it's really hit or miss whether they use him in the receiving game or not. Mm-hmm. It's kind of some games he'll get 4 or 5 catches. One game he'll get 1 catch. So it's just like, I don't really know how I'm feeling about it. I chose not to make a pick for this one. Next, we have Deontay Johnson, 62.5 receiving yards.
I took the over here. I mean, the 10 targets a game, it's likely that he catches 8 of those, and 8 catches for less than 60 yards is a pretty bad game. It's just not very great, and I always feel like Deontay's worth more than that.
Yeah.
And I'll take the over here.
This is actually, like, I was kind of, for my last pick, I was debating between this and another pick that I ended up choosing. So I didn't make a selection on this one. I have starting Deontay in my family league this week, so obviously I want that to happen, but I didn't go with it. I can't trust Mitch Trubisky right now. You don't know who he's going to throw to, so I didn't make a selection for this one.
When do you think they make the switch to Pickett?
I don't know, because
like
this week I assume like they're playing the Jets. Zach Wilson first start. I assume the Steelers are going to win. So I just feel like Trubisky will have a solid week this week, and they'll be like, all right, we can keep rolling with him for at least another couple weeks. And then it's like, so probably if I had to get, I don't know when their bye is. If their bye is somewhere in like week 7 or 8, probably like the game after the bye. But I don't know. It's got to happen before like week 10.
Yeah, or else you have to stick with Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
I've always felt like the dynamic of starting the young QB is so interesting in the NFL. Some teams are just so ready and, don't even have a good starter quarterback. Not that Mitch Trubisky is some good starting quarterback. But some teams are just so much more afraid to actually go and make the change. I just really want to see Kenny Pickett play. What can he really do? And the full fan base wants him in. It's really weird that they haven't really started making the motion towards the switch to me.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because, like, I don't know about the whole, like, bringing in a QB to start in place of the rookie. Like, I've always understood, like, why you do it, but I don't know. It's just, like, when the guy who is there for the rookie QB is struggling, like, what's the point? You know, like I'd rather just have the rookie in there, like, at that point.
If somebody's going to struggle, let's make it our rookie.
Shohei Ohtani did just sign a 1-year contract to avoid arbitration with the Angels, so he will be back with the Angels next year. All right, which one did we just leave off on?
Deontay.
Oh, yep. So next we have DJ Moore, 5.5 receptions.
This is my other ice pick. I took the over. I think the points is really good for the over on that one.
Yep, 115 compared to 85 for the under.
Yeah, so I took the over here just in hopes that if it ever came down to the ice, no matter what, I'd have the more points. I have the more potential for points. And DJ Moore does it. And he's played pretty poor this year.
Yeah.
He's had a poor year. Not all his fault, but he's just not been great.
Yeah, just hasn't been getting the targets. Yeah.
And I think when he does, he has like a 33% catch rate.
Really?
And like in his career, he's like a 51% catch rate kind of guy. So you can blame it on the quarterback play if you wanted to.
Yeah, you definitely could. I am going to take the over on this one. I think it's about time DJ Moore has a big game. Like you said, he has not been getting the targets this year. Arizona so far through these first 4 games or 3 games has had, or is it 4 games now?
4 games.
It's 3 games.
Oh yeah. This is week 4.
Yeah, but through the first, so that means Nick Chubb definitely has 500 yards.
What in the world? Why did I say week 4 earlier?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
But what was I going to say? Where did we leave off at? Oh, yes. Through the first 3 weeks, they're playing the Cardinals. Cardinals have been like one of the worst pass defenses so far. Baker Mayfield isn't the greatest quarterback in the world, but I think that it is time for DJ Moore to have his big game. So I'm taking the over here for DJ Moore.
I think that's the emergence of DJ Moore hopefully having a good year. I like DJ Moore is the thing. I was really wanted him in fantasy this year. Really glad I didn't end up with him.
I was trying to trade for him actually this week, but it didn't really work out. I would have liked to get him though. All right, next we have Aaron Rodgers, 235.5 passing yards.
I wanted to avoid this as well. I don't really want any part of Aaron Rodgers. Especially this year, we don't know what we're going to get every game with Aaron Rodgers, with the receivers. You don't even know who the wide receiver 1 is in Green Bay right now. Who is going to make all the catches? Who's going to get what receivers are going to combine for 240 receiving yards in the Green Bay? I didn't take anything here.
Me either. One, because I didn't want to pick Aaron Rodgers for anything.
Yep.
And two, because New England is a stingy defense. Like they're not as good as they were last year so far, but still, I don't really like it a lot. So there's no point in taking it if I have an option to not. So I did. Next, we have the Aaron Rodgers teammate, Aaron Jones, at 47.5 rushing yards.
New England's got a stingy run defense. They always do. And to me, it feels like if anybody's going to be getting the rushing yards, it's A.J. Dillon, the bigger power back. What?
DJ Chark downgraded to out for Sunday's game versus the Seahawks.
Ooh.
What?
That's not good.
Because Josh Reynolds is questionable. So when did Chark get hurt in the last game? That's what I was so confused about.
He got hurt in the game?
Yeah, because he was questionable all week and like he was limited at practice. But like Reynolds got hurt in the game. I remember him getting hurt. I don't remember when Chark like got hurt.
So
it's about to be Quintez Cephas game.
Like, is that who you start in fantasy? I feel like you got to start.
I literally
receivers.
put Chark in my starting lineup in Dynasty this week because of Amon-Ra being out. Tom Kennedy's got to come back up from the practice squad this week, I would assume.
So do you do Tom Kennedy? I mean, he's
starting him.
He's like a monster when he plays for the Lions.
Well, yeah, like in the preseason, but like
isn't he a monster when Jared Goff's thrown? Wasn't Jared Goff thrown to him?
No, Goff didn't play at all in preseason.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what they're gonna do. Cephas is gonna be the guy if Reynolds doesn't. Obviously, if Reynolds is a must start.
Yeah,
if
so
he plays.
Josh Palmer or Josh Reynolds.
Josh Reynolds. I don't know. If
Palmer's
Reynolds
gotten
plays,
like 9 targets
he's been
in both
with
games.
Keenan Allen being out.
Keenan
You're right. Yes, I did tell Parker to start Palmer over. I forget who he asked me. Oh, that's hard.
Right now, I'm starting Palmer.
Yeah, we'll see what
over
happens.
Juju.
Obviously,
I've done it. This is my third
it's
week.
about to be because like Khalif Raymond will still probably get more like play than Tom Kennedy will if they. I assume Tom Kennedy will get brought up.
There's just no reason to play the practice squad guy
over the guy that's already on the
team.
roster,
Yeah.
right? I would love a monster Cephas game though. It would
That
be
would
nice.
be dope.
All right, anyways, let's get back to this.
Aaron Jones.
Yes, Aaron Jones, 47.5.
If somebody's gonna get the rushing yards, I think it's Dillon, and even he, I think will struggle taking the under on Aaron Jones.
All right, interesting pick. This one felt like a trap to me. Wait, let me write down your points real quick. The under is for more points too, 120 points versus 80 points. This one felt like a trap to me, so I avoided it because Aaron Jones, like you see that line and you're just like, that's easy over. But then it's like, wait, but like he doesn't really get a lot of rushing yards. It's just a combination of both. So it's just tricky because Aaron, like you said, one game Aaron Jones could have 70 rushing yards with 20 receiving and literally could be flipped around the next week. So I don't want to have to rely on that. I avoided this one. Next, we have Davante Adams, 88.5 receiving yards. They are taking on the Denver Broncos. Had to think about it for a sec.
The Denver Broncos defense has been good this year. The Raiders have just not been good at all. There's no part of them that looks very good right now. We saw 2 down weeks in a row, Davante, or just one? Did he just have one bad week?
Just one bad week.
Where he had like 3 targets and 2 catches. And
Well, no, I think it is 2. Yeah, it is 2 bad weeks in a row. Yep, because against Arizona, he was bad.
I don't want any part of this guy. I don't want to try and guess what's going to happen because I have no idea. I think we're too early with this up and down season that Davante's been having to do anything with these picks. So I'm going to take none.
Davante Adams, 88.5, just seems a little too high for me, so I did take the under 85 points compared to 115 for the over, so I am taking the favored thing here. But yeah, I don't like that line. I think it's just a little high, so I'm cool with taking the under on that one. Next, we have probably like the most interesting bet or pick here. Patrick Mahomes, 2.5 passing touchdowns plus interceptions. So this is a combination of good and bad here. 2.5. What are we thinking?
The funny part about this one is he could have a good game and hit his over, or he could have a bad game and hit his over, or he could just have a mediocre game and hit his under. It's really interesting. For that reason, there's so many outcomes from this game. I want no part of it. I didn't take a pick here.
I just thought this was like so cool to not like at least pick one of them. So I didn't choose it for one of my 10 picks, but for my last ice pick, I chose the under on this one actually. Tampa Bay has been a really low scoring defense so far through their first few games. I have Mahomes in fantasy, so like he easily could just throw a pick and 2 touchdowns and it would hit. But I'm going to take the under, hoping he gets 2 passing touchdowns and doesn't throw an interception. But that's just my ice pick. Next, we have Juju Smith-Schuster, 42.5 receiving yards. This is a tricky line, I feel like.
This is one where you're counting on the Kansas City Chiefs to actually like kind of target him a lot. He's been solid over the last 2 weeks. Like just been a decent, or maybe week 1 he had a good week. Week 2 was bad. Week 3 was pretty solid. That's just what he's been this year. I don't think you want to assume what's going to happen in Kansas City with their offense, because I think their touchdowns and receptions and everything can just come from so many different places. I didn't make a pick on this.
I took Juju under here, 42.5 receiving yards. I traded him away in fantasy, so I'm rooting on his downfall.
Lucky you.
Just not feeling it with Juju. He had a better week last week, so I just feel like he's due for a bad week this week, so I'll take the under.
You're so lucky that you got to trade him. I'm like in drop territory with him.
I mean, he had a solid week last week. Like,
he's undroppable.
He's just frustrating.
He's just like, I have no confidence in starting that guy.
Literally. All right, second to last one here. We have Tom Brady, 22.5 completions.
I took the over here. It feels like I can't remember a game where Tom Brady hasn't done that. Especially with like Leonard Fournette being such a receiving back. Obviously, they've got the wide receiver issues. Mike Evans is back this week. But I took the over here. I just think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I was looking back at it. I probably should have taken the over on this. I didn't choose anything for this one. Just because, I don't know, Tom Brady's been weird so far this year. Like, that whole offense has been weird. Mike Evans is back. Godwin might even play too. But I didn't choose one for this one. This one was just a little tricky for me. Oh wait, shoot, I got to write down you for that one. So you didn't have one for Juju or Mahomes, right? Or Devontae?
Nope.
Like the last 3, you haven't had one. You haven't had one since Aaron Jones, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just count up all of yours real quick, just so I didn't forget any.
I do have a funny story to tell you too.
All right, go ahead.
That I just thought of. So last night we're all playing catchphrase, and it comes up on the thing Tom Brady, and Adria has it. She looks at it and she goes, "Football player, recently getting divorced." That was what she thought of to describe Tom Brady.
Pop culture news with him, not his actual football career.
GOAT.
Yeah, the best player ever, like most famous football player ever.
It's always the best when they get the athletes because they just have the funniest ways of describing
literally.
them. So funny.
All right, the last one. Leonard, this one's like the coolest one. Or, I mean, not the coolest one, but like the most interesting one, yeah. Leonard Fournette, 1.5 total touchdowns. I guess not total. He can't throw a touchdown. It wouldn't count. 1.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns.
He hasn't had a touchdown this year, right?
No tutties yet this year.
It would be crazy to take the over here. But, like, do I think it could happen? Yeah. Do I think the under could happen? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not taking either. Don't want any part of this one.
This one is crazy because the over points is at 145 and the under is at 55. So strictly off 2 reasons here. 1, the points is just I'm too greedy. Yep. I need them extra points. 2, I have Leonard Fournette in fantasy, and he's due for one of these type weeks. No touchdowns yet on the year. Oh my gosh, we just missed a 33-yard field goal? What is going on?
I was offered Leonard Fournette this week in fantasy, and I really wanted to take the deal, but it just wasn't good enough.
He's bound to. I just feel like these first 3 weeks are his worst games of the year. He's going to get better because you add a touchdown to these games.
And he
had a lot of touchdowns last year. Obviously, he's just not going to have as much this year so far, but I'm going to take the over though. I think 2 touchdowns is due for Leonard Fournette, and I just think it's fun to choose.
Always scary picking a guy who's due.
Yeah, literally.
He's due.
They're never actually due.
Never.
All right, so max points for me is 1060.
My max points is 1120.
Okay, so they're pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. Because I chose a lot of safe picks, so that's probably why mine is a little bit lower. I just want to make sure I have all 10 of yours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do. So, like we said, go enter this. Use our promo code TEMPO. If you're in Michigan, you can't do it, unfortunately. But a lot of the bigger states, if you're listening out of state, do use Thrive. And yeah, this is just a fun way to get involved with pick'ems for the week. You know, like with your fantasy team, you can pick your guys. If you have some of these guys in fantasy and you're confident, pick them. You know, go ahead. A chance at winning big time money. Like we said, this is only one of at least 3 contests that you can enter with touchdowns or actual like verses where you pick against each, you know, between 2 guys who you like more. There's so much opportunity to make money through Thrive and in fun ways, you know.
It's different than any other daily fantasy sports, I think. It's super interesting. It's a lot of fun. I even had fun just doing it today.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
we were sitting there, it was like, this is fun. Like, I think all this could happen.
And
I
the
think
props,
it's
some
fun.
of the props are fun. Like the Mahomes thing, like that's a really fun prop to use. So, yeah, go use our code when you sign up, promo code TEMPO, and go download Thrive and do this because it's going to be a lot of fun, and you can keep up with us to see if you did better than us. And obviously, we're going to come back next week and see who won between the 2 of us, who got more points. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We got anything else to talk about?
I think that's it.
Yeah, go Lions, and peace.
Peace.